Welcome to the No Cap Sports Show podcast where sports and combos collide. I am your host, Fredo.
Your co-host, Mo Money.
And your other co-host I'm Millz Lane, y'all.
Hey, how are you guys today? This is our first annual NFL pre-draft show.
Let's get it going.
Let's get it cracking, man. How you guys, before we begin, how you guys feel though? How you guys feel today?
Man, I'm outstanding, man. Hey, KD at home with LeBron, I feel good.
You think that shit funny, don't you? You think that's funny though, right? Okay. And you, Millz?
I'm good.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly. You just had to spoil it for me. I was having a good day until you brought that shit up. Excuse my French, everybody. Oh my gosh, I was having a day of my life. I worked out good, felt good, took my nap, ate good, and then you just had to bring this up, man.
Hey, easy money sniper shooting at the house.
Sad.
Oh yeah, it's very sad. But you know what? We're gonna get into that on the next episode of the No Cap Sports Show podcast. That will be episode 33. That is. Hey guys, look here. I wanna ask you something, Millz, and then I'm gonna go to you, Mo Money. In terms of this particular draft right here, we know that you are a diehard Dallas Cowboy fan. You know, I want to know from your perspective, you know, with the upcoming draft tomorrow night, what do you feel that your team needs? You know, what do your team needs?
We need to protect the quarterback. So we need to build up our O-line. I don't know how many more years we're going to have a healthy Dak and a healthy Zeke. But in the meantime, we need to build up that O-line. And right now, everybody is thinking that this kid from Boston College, Zion Johnson, I almost said Zion Williamson.
Same thing.
Football together.
Johnny.
Yes. So right now, if he is still available when I think Dallas starts at 24th pick in the first round, that would be a good look for us to just solidify it. Our defense always comes through for us. You know, whenever our defense doesn't, it's because we just tired, right? We just out there tired. But we're pretty stacked and pretty good there. But the O-line, I think we could help, you know, just protect Dak a little bit more, create some holes for him and for Zeke and Gallup, whoever is, you know, on the wide receiver line, you know, just I think the O-line is where we really need it right now.
That's a great perspective. That is a great perspective, Millz. What you got, Mo? What are your needs?
Everything. This it's not like basketball, you know what I'm saying? You can never have too much in the National Football League because what today could be a position of strength could be a position of need tomorrow. Right. So my position on the draft is always draft the best player available, whether that's Traylon Burks, whether that's Tyler Linderbaum, Zion Johnson, or even trading up for a cornerback if you feel like that's the guy that you need. You can never have enough in the National Football League. It's a war of attrition. So I won't be disappointed with any draft pick that we draft as far as positions go. Just get the daggone player right, because that's what it comes down to. Sometimes when you overdrafting and you don't get the player right, it sets your franchise back for years. I know you're going to get into the Washington Commanders, but I'm going to throw a little shade, y'all.
Why should I?
So if you look at it and you know, God bless his soul, but the Dwayne Haskins pick kind of set your franchise back for many years. Absolutely. And then it's a trickle down effect of how you have to keep trying to make up for that mistake. You trade for a player like Carson Wentz. You pay a guy like Ryan Fitzpatrick to come in and be your quarterback. So you got to get this pick right. And that's for all teams. If you look at the Giants, they were on a roll in the NFC East. They made a couple bad draft picks, Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones, and they haven't been ish for years now. So the draft could be a gift and a curse if you just, you know, you got to do the right thing and draft the best player available.
I agree with was it Johnny Emerson? Was that who just commented?
He said lock Jerry Jones out of the stadium.
Jerry Jones out the stadium. I agree with you. I am a diehard fan minus Jerry Jones.
And I'm with Abney. Who cares what Dallas needs? Tell him, Abney, that's right. Who cares what Dallas needs?
Well, the Commanders still got a big curse on their back, and they about to pay a whole lot of people some money, so they may not be able to afford their draft picks. All the trouble they in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're right. That's why I don't feel comfortable talking about my Commanders. Okay, but before let me go into it. So, like Mo said, in terms of needs, we need everything. You're right. You can never, you know what I'm saying? It's never enough, you know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to this draft, and especially when it comes to reshaping your roster. But one of the main things and one of the main, I would say, positions that we need help in is what? Cornerback, safety, wide receiver, middle linebacker. Ask me something. Ask me, do I trust the current brass to make these decisions? No, I don't. I do not look at, as much as I love Ron Rivera, I do not trust him as a general manager. I do not trust the other general managers that's underneath him at all. Case in point, last year, we drafted the young guy, Jamin Davis, out of Kentucky. Mo saw it. I saw it. Stevie Wonder saw it, that he is not a middle linebacker. He is a outside linebacker. He is a Will or a Sam. He's not a Mike. You just basically try to take a square peg and put it in a round circle. That just wasn't going to work. Now you come to the realization towards the end of the season that he's not a middle linebacker. Now you want to put him outside. And now you start seeing some of the dividends that started paying off. And I'm like, okay, why didn't you see this like 15 games ago? Okay, another case in point. We go out. We're looking for quarterbacks. We're looking for a veteran quarterback. Okay, we struck out on Russell Wilson. We wasn't going to get Deshaun Watson. Well, guess what? You outbidded your own self in the Carson Wentz sweepstakes. That was never supposed to happen. There was no one bidding against you. You let the coach run mad game on you, big time. Okay, coach. Everybody and their mother know the coach were going to release him. Okay, they were going to release him. You had all the leverage in the world. Your job was to use that leverage, use your leverage towards your advantage, and you didn't, and you got played. How do you take somebody's trash? And I'm not calling him trash. I'm just using it as an analogy. Right. How do you take somebody's? Let me say it like this. How do you take someone else's problem, right? But you pay for that problem. They were going to get rid of that problem for free, but you take that problem on. Not only did you take that problem on, you gave that problem a third round draft. You gave that team a third round draft pick. And if they start 70% of the games next year, you give them a second round draft pick. Not only that, Millz and Mo, you picked up their guaranteed salary, which is $28.3 million. Okay. As an organization, your job was to work that towards your advantage. You had, you know what I'm saying? You had that in front of you and you didn't.
And you
fumbled. Absolutely fumbled big time. Now you took that $28 million, which we had in cap. Now we don't have cap space. So we had to cut people and not resign people in order to get individuals, under contract or what have you. So I'm saying that to say this. I don't trust this organization. I don't trust this organization in terms of making key decisions. I would not be surprised. I would not be least bit surprised who we pick tomorrow. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. But like I said, in terms of our needs, yes, it's cornerback, obviously, safety, wide receiver, middle linebacker, man. But like I said, we'll see.
The best thing I think for the Commanders is that they are still in the NFC East, and everybody knows that anybody can take it. You know, it don't matter how you start; it matters how you finish. And with the mistakes in pulling in maybe the players that may not be the right fit, for some reason, it takes one mistake by either the Eagles, the Cowboys, or we'll see what the Giants do, or the Commanders. And they just keep catapulting above each other. So the positive is that you're in the NFC East.
Yeah, or the least.
Right.
All right, let me ask you guys something. So, and I'm gonna point this to you, Mo. Who's your number one quarterback? Who's your number one cornerback on your draft board?
Man, so not to cop out, but I like Derek Stingley, but he has an injury history. And
Okay.
one thing we know about the injury history, a lot of times players aren't able to shake it. But I always like SEC corners
True that.
because they're battle tested every week. However, when you're Sauce Gardner and you haven't given up a touchdown in your collegiate career,
Oh my
I think
gosh, man.
something has to be said about that. And you 6'2", 205 pounds, and you running a 4.3 out of Cincinnati. The only thing I would caution you is, and it's this for all the players really, it comes down to fit. Mm-hmm. He's not a guy that can play in a zone system. He's a man cover corner. So if you put him in a zone system, he's gonna look bad. And that's the overarching theme of the draft period. These players have to be drafted to the right system. But to answer your question directly, I like Sauce Gardner number 1, and then Derek Stingley number 2.
Millz, let me ask you this. Give me your can you give me 3 top wide receivers that you like in this draft?
Oh dang, because I was going just say Sauce.
Go
from the Bearcats. I'm good. But quarterbacks, I'm rooting for homeboy down at Liberty.
Okay, Malik Willis.
Yes. He looks good. I like Sam Howell down in North Carolina.
Yes, he's nice.
Right.
Maybe, I don't know, it's a toss-up. The kid from Ole Miss, Matt.
Yes,
Matt
Corral. Matt Corral. Yeah, Matt Corral.
I would say those are my top 3.
You know what? Go ahead. I'm sorry, Mo. Go ahead, bro.
No, I had to look at my phone for a second because this draft of quarterbacks reminds me of 2014. When you went into 2014, you didn't have a clear number 1 pick, right? Johnny Manziel was out there doing like this, and everybody fell in love with him, but he was undersized and didn't have a lot of arm strength, right? So the first quarterback off the board that year was Blake Bortles, right?
Oh my God!
And then we went Johnny Manziel, then we went Teddy Bridgewater, and then Derek Carr and Jimmy Garoppolo were taken later. So I say that to say this: some of those franchises were set back for years because they overdrafted. And a lot of times when it comes to the quarterback position, the moderators and all the big prognosticators, they're not lying when they have their Heisman favorites. I never heard of Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Like we get hyped up, during the shorts and t-shirt phase and running the 40s, and all of a sudden we catapult these players. Right. And then when they get overdrafted, we want to call them busts. So
Facts.
You know what I mean? I don't think any of them guys should be drafted in the first round. Will one of them? Yeah, they're going to do it. But it depends on the situation. If you can get Malik Willis in Pittsburgh and he can sit for a couple years and let Mr. Trubisky get beat up behind that poor offensive line, he might be all right. But if you asking him to come in and start day 1, he's going to get labeled as a bust or else he may get hurt. Justin Fields is a case in point up there in Chicago. I think he's an immensely talented individual, but the team doesn't fit where he's at in his career progression. So I think we have to be careful when we drafting these quarterbacks and putting them in bad situations or just overdrafting them, period.
For the most part, quarterbacks are busts. You know what I'm saying? I mean, over the years, the higher they are, the worse they do. And I'm wondering if this Willis kid coming from a smaller school, a smaller division, you know what I'm saying? I'm wondering if that's going to help or hurt him. I can see where people will say it could hurt him, but he does have the raw talent, so
undeniable.
Let's hope that maybe he's an anomaly this year, and wherever he goes, I think, I don't see a quarterback. Do y'all see a quarterback in the top 10?
No. And not on my board. No, I don't.
I don't, but I believe there will be.
Yeah, they're going to reach.
There's a fool born every day.
Absolutely.
They're going to reach. And the reason why the quarterbacks are bust, right? You're in the educator field, right? So it's like you coming straight out of college, you did your shadowing or whatever, and you're the principal, right? And now you're the principal. No experience whatsoever outside of college. And they're expecting you to run this organization from top down. And you're the face of this organization. You're at all the district meetings. You're getting the schedules together, everything, right? you're setting that person up for failure unless they have an innate amount of talent. And I'm talking about the best quarterbacks all time failed in their rookie seasons. Troy Aikman, Peyton Manning, it doesn't matter. You name it, they fail for the most part. And it takes a while to gain the trust of the veterans and to get the NFL terminology down packed, the different coverages. So I'm team, unless it's Deshaun Watson or an immensely talented quarterback, I don't draft them in the first round. And if I do, I don't start them. I let them learn. But I think, Fred, to answer your question, somebody gonna draft the quarterback because that's what they do.
And to your point, Millz, in terms of Malik, he did play in the SEC for a year or two in Auburn. It didn't work. It didn't work out, unfortunately, and he transferred to Liberty. And Liberty did play. They did play a Division I schedule. You know, they did. They upset Syracuse last year in Syracuse. So he had
Syracuse Division I in football still.
You're a Clemson fan, right?
I like my orange.
No, actually, I'm not. Like when it comes to religion, you know, it's non-denominational. I'm non-denominational college football team. I don't have one. I go into every college football game looking at prospects. I move too much.
So you move too much, right?
Yeah.
No. Look at it. He has undeniable talent from raw talent, that is.
Right.
But you're right. He has to go to the best organization, and when I mean by best organization, I mean like a strong organization, i.e., Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't. Me personally, I'm hoping that Detroit and all these other anybody else looking for a quarterback outside of that? I'm just hoping that Detroit don't draft him, man.
Please.
That's where players go to die. Please. I think they're on to something. I think they're building something there, but you know what? I need to see 2-3 more years worth of that in order for me to feel comfortable. Let me ask you this, guys. Okay, so we know Aaron Rodgers lost a lot of wide receivers, and we know he lost Devontae Adams to the Las Vegas Raiders. So Green Bay has the 22nd and 28th pick.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to guys play GM. They don't have any wide receivers like that. I think they got Alan Lazard or something like that, Mo. I guess that's the only known factor that they have. Are you trading up? Are you packaging that 22nd and 28th pick to move up in the draft? I would say where Washington is at 11th or what have you, or earlier, to try to pick up one of these wide receivers, whether it's a Chris Olave, Jamison Williams, Drake London. What would you do from a GM standpoint, guys? Go ahead, Millz.
Ladies first.
I am nodding my head. Yes, you do. You got to play to win.
That's right.
You got to play to win. And if you got the money to fool around with and move up and make whatever you got to do, you do it. That's
okay.
The final answer.
That's it. Just as simple as that. Mm-hmm. Great answer, by the way. What you got for me, Mo Money?
I'm not doing that. You got about five. You got five. You got 5 or 6 wide receivers in this draft that are grouped together. There's no Megatron in this draft. Not that I've seen. With my eyes, I could be wrong. I don't see a guy a Julio Jones, a guy that has the undeniable talent that's a generational talent. I just don't see it. So for me, I would stay where I'm at.
Good point.
The draft board is if it's playing out, I wouldn't trade up there with Washington. Now, when you start talking about that 18th, 19th range, if I see a couple wide receivers I like come off the board, I may pick up the phone then. But we just talked about the quarterback market. Let's say a team like, I don't know, the Detroit or Pittsburgh, they want to jump up and take a quarterback. Right. Or the Giants don't like Daniel Jones, they take a quarterback. Well, now wide receivers are going to start to fall down the board as you continue to move. So I let the board kind of play out. And if the wide receivers are there, like for me, right, let's just paint a picture. Let's say you miss out on Drake London. Let's say you miss out on Jamison Williams. Right. And let's say Garrett Wilson is gone. I would sit there and I would take Chris Olave. I would be.
Would you move up? You wouldn't move up to get him if he's
Okay. Because I could have 2 wide receivers at that point in the draft. And you got to understand something. So when Green Bay is a small market, right? When you move up to that 11th pick, you're talking about the difference between $5 to maybe $11 to $12 million annually that you have to pay this young man. So the back half of the draft is actually where you make your money, literally, because you had that 5th-year option and the salary is a lot less. Okay,
but one thing I want you to consider though, bro, they just resigned Aaron Rodgers. They're in win now mode. So I'm not saying that it's a significant drop off, but those are your top wide receivers that I previously mentioned. So I mean, if you got the draft capital, to make that happen, then then make it happen. Because right now Green Bay is lacking speed on the outside. They don't have it, bro.
Drake London ain't gonna give you that. So Drake London only averaged 12.5 yards per catch. When you have a guy like Traylon Burks from Arkansas that averaged 16.5.
I agree, Stink.
And I will give you this. What round was Devontae Adams taking? It wasn't first round.
No, it wasn't
first round.
Yeah,
what about Antonio Brown? Was it the first round?
Yeah, no, but I get what you're saying, bro. However, you saying that I get what you're saying in terms of Devontae Adams in Green Bay. Yeah, he was drafted in the later rounds, but they already had, they already had other players and stuff like that. They just had to, to pretty much fit him in. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I said, once he developed a rapport with Aaron Rodgers over time, then yes, those other wide receivers were expendable at that point.
Even if you have like a Sky Moore left, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like that. You hitting something now.
One thing that I know that the Cowboys are good at doing is sitting back and picking off people that you ain't never really like. They got a little name cred, but they the bomb. Like they the athlete you need. So I hear you, Mo. I still, again, you play to win as a GM. And if all the stars are aligned, you go for it. But wide receiver is stacked this year in this draft.
So if it's stacked, then Mills, why would you trade up if it's stacked?
Because you never know what's going to happen. And again, my motto is play to win. You don't wait. You don't wait and then miss out on a Sky Moore when he's,
because he might not be available. Because somebody else may be trying to put a package together to get him.
There could be
you got to move where you
now, thinking that that's going to happen, and then he might not be there. So
let me put it back on y'all court.
Okay.
If you sitting there and the draft board is playing out, and I'm playing de facto GM, there's a team in the Bay Area, right? They have a wide receiver by the name of Debo.
Absolutely.
That I could package those same picks to get. Debo is a proven commodity. I'm not trading in this particular draft. I don't see it with my eyes a wide receiver that just jump off the page. You see what I'm saying? So
I get that perspective.
I let it fall. And then you got a guy on the street. His name is Odell Beckham Jr. He's a free agent. He's sitting at home right now. So if all else fails, I have some fail safes. You got a guy by the name of Julio Jones that's sitting at home.
Oh no, he's done.
He's done playing with Ryan Tannehill.
You was done playing with Matt Ryan.
You would be surprised with one Aaron Rodgers.
I hope so, bro. That's my man.
Because I agree with you, Fred. He's not the athlete that he once was, but I think now he's turning into a timing type of wide receiver. At the end of his career, he's gonna have to use his body. He's gonna have to use his length a little bit more, his size, but he needs the right type of quarterback to get it for him. My point is, you gotta kind of let it play out. And I'm pretty sure if I'm the GM, I got fail safes in there. We're looking at it and we saying, man, this is our number one. All right, let's say they got Garrett Wilson as their number one.
Right.
Garrett Wilson went number 10. Okay, all right, who's 2? All right, we got 2A is Traylon Burks. 2B is Drake London. 2A and 2B gone. All right, hey, San Francisco, look, check this out, man. I'm going to give y'all both these first round picks, and I'm going to give y'all next year's first. Because we believe in Debo that much. Yes.
Now, hold on. Okay. Now, before I make my point, shout out to my man Stink, man. He said Jameson Williams and Drake London is the best wide receiver. They will fit with Green Bay. And Ebony said that I signed Julio Jones for us. Okay. Okay, cuz I love you, babies. I love you. Okay. So you said that, and I like what you said, Mo. You sit back and see how the draft play out. And you said that worst case scenario or best case scenario, you'll go ahead and package those 2 first round draft picks that you have, and maybe a future one in 2023 to package for Debo, right?
Right.
Here's the problem too, and this could be a problem too. Now you got to sign to a contract, right? You're going to have to sign to an extension. Now you got to ask yourself, what type of money is he looking for? I mean, is he looking for Tyreek Hill money? Is he looking for, Devontae Adams money? You know that they don't. You know, Green Bay don't have ownership. That whole entire city own the team or what have you. So it's publicly owned. So you got to ask yourself all of that. You know what I'm saying, before you make that move. So it's like, damn if you do and damn if you don't. At the end of the day, yes, you got a proven product, but at the same time, you got to pay this man, as well. So I don't know if that's
I think that's a conversation you probably having with Debo's representatives if you're gonna go that route right now, or you got a feel for the market. Let's be clear. And I don't know Debo Samuel from a can of paint, but I'll tell you what my logic would be. If I'm out there in San Francisco and they're using me like a running back, that's gonna shorten my shelf life. I need my bag secure.
I agree.
And I'm playing with Jimmy Garoppolo or Trey Lance. They're not the type of caliber of quarterback that Aaron Rodgers is. So that means I might be taking unnecessary hits trying to go get some of them inaccurate balls. If I have an opportunity to play with a Hall of Famer, an all-time great like Aaron Rodgers, I might take a little bit off the top. And no, he ain't getting that Devontae Adams money. If he wants that, Debo, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you, brother. You're going to get one franchise tag, another franchise tag. And then by that time, if they keep running you like they're running you in San Francisco, you might be out the league, brother. So
I like that perspective.
You know what I'm saying? You ain't getting that. Devontae Adams is the best wide receiver in the league by far. And it's not even close. Hands, route running. And then with Tyreek Hill, you guys have watched football as much as I have. I've never seen anybody like Tyreek Hill. Usually speed guys can't catch. This is a guy that can run the whole route tree.
You can't even jam him at the line. No, you can't even jam him at the line of scrimmage, man.
If you miss, it's a wrap. His head on the goalpost. Yeah. So
I agree.
Debo, he's not in that caliber. He would be in that second tier wide receiver where AJ Brown is at. So, but again, that's a conversation that Green Bay has got to have internally. Which way they want to go. And let's not forget also, Green Bay has to replace a defensive lineman. They lost an outside linebacker in free agency when they lost Zadarius Smith. They got to replace that. There's a couple of young cats that'll be on the board at the end as well.
Yeah, and Zadarius Smith, yeah, you're right. He played outside linebacker. So my man Stink said, just like for us, Washington, I would send Deron Payne and a late pick for Debo. Okay.
That ain't enough.
It may not. And here's the thing, Stink, that you got to realize, man. Them Shanahans can't stand us, so I don't see them doing business with us. Now, although we traded Trent Williams to them, year before last, that's a different story. So,
you got to think too. So with Deron Payne, let's just think logically, right?
Oh my gosh,
you got to pay him.
Break it down, Mo.
You're replacing a problem with a problem, right?
Yes.
And Deron Payne is not a Pro Bowler. He has above average talent. Actually, he has Pro Bowl level talent.
He does.
But he plays like an above average player. So you're not gonna just get away with trading Debo for a late round pick. If you do business with San Francisco,
right,
they're gonna demand at least 2 first round picks. And Deron Payne.
Hey, shout out to the homie Zaku Lawson. What's up, Zaku? He said, "No, sir. We will see how Adams will do with Carr at quarterback. Diggs, best receiver in the league, hands down." Okay.
What
he said Diggs is the best wide receiver in the league over Adams.
I know, sir. What tape are you watching?
That's Diggs. Everybody.
I'm about to revoke Zaku card for saying that, man. and I love Diggs. Diggs is from the area. You know better than that, Zaku. You know better than that.
I love me some Diggs. Both the brothers, right? Because they're very humble. They mannerable. You don't hear about them getting in no trouble. But man, you got to watch that tape. Man, Devontae Adams, he break everybody's ankles, man.
So Snake said, "Hey Fred, back in our days, as you was a corner, how would have you lined up with him?" He talking about how would I have lined up against the cheetah?
15 yards off.
Hey Mo, 30.
Yeah, 30.
Knees shaking.
Exactly.
Hey, I might have had to pull Amari Cooper. Hey, coach, I got to go out. My back a little hurt.
Hey, Mo, Zaku said, check the stats. He said check the stats. I guess he said check the stats in terms of Diggs. Diggs and
we're gonna do that, Zay.
and Devontae Adams.
We're gonna do that. I'm pretty confident that Devontae Adams stats is better than Stephon. I'm gonna do it though.
Yeah, shout out to the bro, cool man. But look, let me answer your question. Let me answer your question before I let Millz get in terms of Daron Payne. And this is where it goes back to the beginning when I explained to you guys that I don't trust my franchise, especially from a front office standpoint. Case in point, Daron Payne is what? I think we picked up his 5th year option. So it's 5th, his last year would be his next year would be his 5th year, what have you, right? You would have thought that before you I guess decide to cut Ioannidis and let Tim Settle go, that you would have traded Daron Payne, got compensation for him, got that compensation, then went on ahead and re-signed Tim Settle, kept Ioannidis. I don't know what the hell. It's like it's a 2-year-old running our franchise, man. I don't get it, man. And it's just frustrating. It's common sense. It's just common sense, man. But we lack what you call foresight.
Right.
We do.
Fred, hold on. Hey, our viewers are very important to us.
Yes.
So whenever they ask us to do something, I'm a man of the people. I gotta do it.
You hear that, Sekou?
Yeah, I gotta do it for you, Sekou.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay.
I'm
all right. So receptions, right? Diggs, great. He had 103. Well, guess how many Devontae Adams had? 123. Yards. Stephon Diggs, he had a great season, 1,225. Guess how many Devontae Adams had? 1,553. Yards per catch. Diggs, 11.9. Devontae Adams, 12.6. Okay, all right. Well, touchdowns. It got to be touchdowns. No.
Okay, let's try
Diggs
that.
Let's try 10. Devontae Adams had 11. So there's no statistical category that matters that Diggs is even in the, and they're in the same ballpark. Yeah. But you got to understand something too when you talk about Buffalo. Their second best wide receiver was Gabriel Davis. Yes. Gabriel Davis is a lot better than anybody I can name from Green Bay. So when anybody watching film, Devontae Adams get triple teamed a lot of time, especially when they get in the red zone. All eyes is on him. So for him to have 123 catches and 1,500 yards, just imagine what it's going to look like in Oakland. I'm sorry, Las Vegas, when he got Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, and you got that running back they have to worry about. So I got to give it to my man Devontae Adams.
Oh, cool. Okay, cool. We gave it to you, man. We gave you the, this is what we do, man. We bring out facts, man. This is what we do, man. We waiting for you to respond. So we here, the No Cap Sports Show podcast, man. We love you, my bro. So look here, guys. We're about to segue into this.
Hold on, Sekou. Okay. We going off last year's stat. What we supposed to do, bro?
Well, look here. Let me back up.
This my brother Mo. You ain't gonna win this. This gonna keep going.
Where you want me to go? Yeah, you want me to go back to 2012?
You about to call the show, Sekou. You better stop while you're in.
Okay, let's go. We'll go career stats. We'll go career. Y'all go ahead, keep going. I'm gonna look them up. We'll look them up.
Okay. So look here, guys. We about to segue into our last topic. So Millz Lane.
Yes.
More money.
Yes.
I need to know your top 5 college football players of all time, dead or alive.
Who want to start? Mo, you still doing your research?
Yeah, I'm doing my research.
I'm sorry, bro.
I have a list. Are y'all ready?
Yes.
Yep.
In no particular order, other than this first one is I always loved him. So I'm gonna go with LT, Lawrence Taylor he was at Chapel Hill.
Ooh, look at you.
Okay.
Just always, was never a Giants fan, but when he was there, you gotta give him some love. Okay. Another one favorite, this is for different reasons. Roy Williams from Oklahoma. You can't find
the wide receiver or
the safety.
Okay.
the safety. And yes, he came to my Cowboys and was whenever he got on the, I was going to say court. Why I can't get basketball and football straight? Whenever he was on the field, I would be like, crack him, Roy. Like you could hear that reverb.
Yes.
I'm glad he's out of the league because he probably would be suffering from a whole lot of stuff right now. And he could be, but I don't know. But all right, so Lawrence Taylor, Roy Williams. Let's go HBCU. Rest in peace, Steve McNair.
Yes.
Alcorn State.
He was a bad son of a gun.
Barry Sanders, another Oklahoma.
Ooh.
And y'all don't say nothing. Say cool, don't say nothing. But he was exciting at Penn State. Larry Johnson.
Oh,
okay.
He did his thing with the Chiefs. He came to the Washington football team. I don't have nothing to do with how he doing in his life right now. But as far as
we pray you all right.
Huh?
I said, yeah, we pray him okay.
But we gonna pray.
Yeah.
But that's my top 5. LT, Roy Williams from Oklahoma, the safety.
All right.
My QB, rest in peace, Steve McNair, Larry Johnson, and Barry Sanders.
Okay.
That was a great list.
It really was. Let me find out. Okay.
That was a great list. Hey, Fred, I gotta get our viewer real quick.
No, you take it. You do what you got to do, bro. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm running them. I ain't gonna let it go because my eyes don't lie.
That's right. This is a viewer show. Go ahead.
All right. Again, let's go career numbers, right? Devontae Adams, 669 receptions. Trayvon Diggs. Well, I got a preference. Devontae Adams did play 13 more games than Stephon Diggs, but it's still not close. 669 for Devontae Adams, 595 for Stephon Diggs. Yards, 8,121 receiving yards for Devontae Adams, 7,383 for Stephon Diggs. Touchdowns. He couldn't make this up in 13 games. 73 touchdowns for Devontae Adams, 48 for Stephon Diggs. And that's pretty much it. Now, the only thing you can get Stephon Diggs for is he has more receiving yards per game at 71, and Devontae Adams has 70. So again, my eyes don't lie. Me and Fred, we love him, man. Stephon Diggs, he's from the crib, like where y'all from. But at the end of the day, our eyes don't lie. Nah, stats don't lie. Now let's get on this top 5 thing. Let me pull up my list. All right, so this is off of what I saw, because obviously we could go back and talk about people that we never saw play, like let's say Barry Sanders. I never saw Barry Sanders play. I never saw Dion Sanders play. Obviously, they were great college football players. Herschel Walker, never seen Herschel Walker play. Heard he was pretty good. So my top
Jerry curl, I think.
He did. Hey, everybody did. Looking like
boys. No, I didn't know. Don't put that out there like that. You had an S curl.
Oh, you want him out be sure.
I had that luster silk. That luster silk joint. What'd you say, Millz? Just
close.
You one of them New Jack Swing brothers. Too easy. This my top 5, and I played cornerback in high school. I was pretty decent at it, so I studied a lot of defensive backs. Ed Reed at the University of Miami was a brother that I looked at a lot of his film. The only defensive player, to my knowledge, in the history of college football to win the Heisman was Charles Woodson. I literally looked up to Charles Woodson. I wanted to emulate him. He was so smooth. He played defensive back, and he played wide receiver.
Right.
The next guy on the list, the best running back, one or two, would be Adrian Peterson. He couldn't stay healthy. He had a little problem staying healthy, but when he was on the field, he looked like a grown man at 18.
His freshman year was
where
legendary.
Was he? Not Texas A&M.
Oklahoma.
He was Oklahoma. Yeah. Okay.
The next running back is, for my money, is my one. That Adrian Peterson's 1B.
I already know what you about to say. Go ahead.
Reggie Bush.
Yes, indeed. Man,
must see TV.
It sure was, man.
You got to
stop. A video game.
It was it was so good with Reggie Bush, man. I don't care what I was doing, where I was at. I had to play. And they came on late as hell that night too.
They did.
But I watched them. And then the last guy on my list, man, it's a guy that had a little college adversity. But when he played at the University of Auburn, man, it was must-see TV. That's the old Cam Newton, man.
Okay. Cam. Oh, Cam.
That's my top 5. Ed Reed, Charles Woodson, Adrian Peterson, Cam Newton, and Reggie Bush.
All right. Okay, cool. All right. Let old Fredo knock this out the park.
But let the audience see. Let the audience tell us who got the best 5.
Okay.
All right.
So viewers and listeners out there, you already got the first 2. They already named their top 5 college players of all time, dead or alive. I'm about to name mine. And then, like I said, you'll decide in terms of who has the best top 5 college players of all time out of us 3. So here go mine. I got Derek Thomas out of Alabama. He had 27 sacks. I had 27 sacks his senior year, man. Oh my gosh, he had 52 sacks in 2 years. He was an absolute terror. I saw it. Okay. Number 2, Dion Sanders. 14 interceptions, 4 which returned for touchdowns. I mean, he was legendary at Florida State. So yeah, that was just too easy right there. 3, Herschel Walker. I mean, 5,200.
Yeah, I don't care that he played. Nope, sorry. I'm going there. Boo! Go somewhere and learn how to read.
Hey, stats down. I don't care if you don't know how to read. That dude know how to score.
I love me some Herschel Walker. Hey, we got all our championships off Herschel Walker.
Y'all got 30 picks off him.
Give him back. Cowboys, give him back.
Look here, man. Herschel Walker had 5,259 yards, 52 touchdowns, average 159 yards per game. Okay, 1 Heisman Trophy as a junior. Didn't play his senior year. He ended up playing for the USFL, New Jersey Generals, or what have you, under his boy who owned the team at the time, Donald Trump. But we don't need to go there. Okay, got you. Number 4, I got Reggie Bush. We already know Mr. All-Purpose himself, man. He was like a down video game. I enjoyed watching him. He's one of my favorites of all time. Last but not least, my homie Zaku Lawson is going to love this one. I got Tommy Frazier. Touchdown Tommy of Nebraska, man. 1994, 1995, back-to-back national champion. I know his career was, I know he had some blood clot issues and stuff like that, but he was one of my favorite football players of all time. I do have an honorable mention. I got 2. I did your honorable mention. I'm gonna throw it in there. I had Marshall Faulk.
Yeah, San Diego State.
And I got Jamel Holloway, Oklahoma quarterback, back in the mid '80s. Used to run that option. Used to remind me. Ezra Worley used to remind me of him. So yes, those are my top 5 with my 2 honorable mentions. So look here to all our viewers and listeners. You decide in terms of who got the best top 5. Who got the best top 5? You know what I'm saying? Of football players, college football players. I can't even talk. Of all time, God dang it, for real.
While we waiting on the viewers, it's great. It's crazy that you mentioned the USFL. A lot of players, and this is one, I ain't gonna bring no off-air business on there, but we had a debate about who's the most dominant football player of all time. And a lot of players' stats got skewed because of the USFL. When you talk about Jim Kelly, Steve Young, Reggie White, a lot of those, and Herschel Walker, a lot of those guys' stats didn't transfer over to the NFL because they said
she going with Millz Lane.
They was because she biased.
Ladies exactly. That's
she's sexist. I'm following the EO complaint on Ebony.
Yeah, old ladies first looking ass. Yeah, forever. Go ahead with all that, man. All right, sit your ass down. He dismantled Florida. Okay, man, that's all good, man. All right, so look here, guys. Final thoughts before Millz Lane take us out.
Oh man, well, either some franchises are going to be made or lost tomorrow. So this is what franchises made it and lost it during the NFL draft. Everybody can't be as fortunate as the Los Angeles Rams to trade for everybody like it's the fantasy draft.
Thanks, Johnny.
Some of us got to build our teams through the draft the right way. So, I look forward to seeing some hearts broken tomorrow. And I know I'm going to tease it for the next show, so y'all can tune in.
There
a couple
it is.
shows ago, Fred said that Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant was the most gifted offensive players that he's ever seen. Greater than Michael Jordan. Greater than Larry Bird. The best. Tell me where them jokers at, man. I'll see y'all next show.
Hey, that's terrible. I don't remember what I said with the basketball, though. I think it was time. I said Boston was going to take care of them, though. I do remember saying that. Yeah. But anywho, you know what? I think the best day of the draft is always when we get to the end. Mr. Irrelevant. No, it's a crapshoot. Like, it really is going to be hard to see, you know. It'll settle down, you know, probably after the top 10. But again, just that first pick, I still have no idea, you know. Okay. I have no idea. So we'll be watching. They in Vegas, baby. And, you know, maybe I should put some money on something.
I mean, we'll see. Like I said, in terms of me, that, you know, don't have too many final thoughts. In terms of tomorrow night, I'm looking forward to it. As my girl Millz Lane said, it's the most wonderful time. Go ahead, finish it up.
Yeah,
there it is, right there. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. I'll be tuned in. Like I said, from 1 to 32. So other than that, go ahead, take us out, Millz Lane. I'm gonna say good night. Mo, you gonna say good night?
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching tonight. We will be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel with some facts and figures and some stats from Mo.
Keep messing with Mo.
I like the battle. Battle us.
Don't call up here with no bullshit, man.
That damn right, Zayku. Yeah, you better come with some facts, Zayku. All right, guys.
I have a good one.
Absolutely. Good night. God bless. See you tomorrow.